tonight at 11.
Only 2 states have yet to be called in the presidential election. Good evening, I'm Kristen Kwan.
And I'm Casey Getz. President-elect Donald Trump has picked up 295 electoral votes. Vice President Kamala Harris has 226. 17 votes are still up for grabs in Nevada and Arizona.
Trump's 295 votes so far are just 9 short of the 304 he had in 2016. The biggest electoral college victory of this century was in 2008 when Barack Obama received 365 electoral votes. Ronald Reagan received the most electoral votes of any candidate with 525 votes back in 1984.
Vice President Kamala Harris conceding the presidential race earlier today at Howard University, where she had hoped to celebrate victory last night.
The vice president said she told Donald Trump her team will help him with his transition into office. Harris says she will ensure there's a peaceful transfer of power.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny, and anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it.
President Biden is praising Kamala Harris in light of the vice president's election loss. In a statement today, Biden called Harris a tremendous partner, adding that she will continue to be a champion for all Americans.
Both Biden and Harris have called the president-elect to congratulate him on his victory. They've also invited Trump to the White House to kick off the transition process. Biden will deliver election remarks tomorrow.
Locally, provisional ballots could play a role in who ends up on the Johnson City Commission.
This after unofficial results last night showed a margin of just 46 votes between the 3rd and 4th place finishers, incumbents Joe Wise and Erin Murphy.
News 5's Caleb Perney explains what comes next.
Washington County, Tennessee election commissioners opened the locked bags Wednesday. Those ballots include voters who showed up to the polls without a photo ID, requested an absentee ballot but then voted in person, or who had no voter registration in the system.
I'll be keying into the state server later today with the name, address, social security number, and their birth date, trying to find out, did you register to vote in Washington County by October 7th? Are you a voter? And just explore a little bit about the voter.
Election officials say sometimes a voter may have registered at the Department of Motor Vehicles and the information didn't get back to the election office. Still, they say only about 20% of provisional ballots end up counting in most elections. Finding out which ones could take weeks.
We won't rush, but we're going to make sure that every voter that's in these bags get the same amount of attention that they would in any election.
Washington County has 529 provisional ballots to go through. It's not yet known how many are Johnson City voters. Since portions of Johnson City are in Sullivan and Carter counties, Washington County must wait for their results to certify the race before a November 25th state deadline. Sullivan County officials tell News 5 they have only 3 Johnson City provisional ballots. Carter County has 1, which officials say they have already determined won't count. Erin Murphy did not respond to our interview request by deadline, but Joe Wise says he doesn't plan to challenge the final result.
At the end of the day, I trust voters, and voters will make the right decision. And voters in Sullivan County, Carter County, and Washington County have all had their say in this vote.
In Johnson City, Caleb Perney, News 5, WCYB.
Caleb also reached out to state officials to find out whether one of the candidates could request a recount. State law allows recounts in a tie, if there was fraud or an equipment malfunction, or if ordered by a court.
Tennessee's decision to make school board races partisan 2 years ago could be making an impact. 2 independents on the Johnson City School Board lost their re-election bids last night, including Beth Simpson and Herb Greenlee. Meanwhile, Republicans Ginger Carter, Celia Martin, and Brick Smith won all 3 seats up for grabs. Washington County Republican Party Chairman Turney Williams says the party label gives voters a basic idea of what the candidates believe in.
They will know the core philosophical values of the candidates that they're voting for, because they're either going to be Republican, Democrat, or Independent. So it helps the citizens of the community pick people that are more representative of their value system.
While Republicans came out on top, according to unofficial results, Democrats also fared better than the incumbent independents.